Imagine you're standing in the middle of a crowded room, surrounded by noise, clutter, and a whirlwind of demands pulling at your attention. Your phone buzzes with notifications. Your to-do list feels like it's growing by the second, and there's a quiet ache inside you, a longing for something simpler, calmer, more meaningful. You're not alone in this. So many of us feel overwhelmed, weighed down by the excess of modern life, whether it's the physical clutter in our homes, the mental clutter in our minds, or the nagging sense that we're chasing things that don't truly matter. What if there were a way to step out of this chaos, to find a sense of inner peace and calmness that feels like coming home to yourself? Today, I want to share with you Fishi minimalist habits inspired by Japanese philosophy, habits rooted in simplicity, mindfulness, and intentional living that can guide you toward a life of clarity, purpose, and quiet joy. These practices, drawn from concepts like dansharai, motainai, kaizen, wabi-sabi, and ikigai, aren't about stripping your life bare or following rigid rules. They're about making space for what truly matters, cultivating gratitude, and finding beauty in the everyday. Let's walk this path together, step by step, and discover how these timeless ideas can transform the way you live. First, let's talk about danshari, a Japanese approach to decluttering that goes far beyond tidying up. The word itself is made up of three characters: dan, to refuse; sha, to discard; and ari, to separate. Together, they invite you to refuse unnecessary things, discard what no longer serves you, and separate yourself from attachment to material possessions. In a world that constantly pushes you to buy more, to accumulate, to keep up, danshari is a gentle rebellion. It's about saying no to the impulse to fill your life with things that don't add value, and yes to creating space for clarity and freedom. Think about your home for a moment. Are there corners filled with items you haven't touched in years? Clothes you keep just in case? Gadgets gathering dust? Now, consider your mind. Are there thoughts, habits, or commitments that weigh you down, taking up space that could be used for creativity, rest, or joy? Danshari teaches you to let go with intention, not out of deprivation, but out of a desire to live lightly. The benefit is profound. When you clear physical and mental clutter, you create room to breathe, to think, to feel. You begin to notice what truly matters. Maybe it's the warmth of a quiet evening with loved ones, the satisfaction of a meaningful project, or the simple pleasure of a cup of tea savored without distraction. To practice danshari, start small. Choose one area of your home, a drawer, a shelf, a closet. As you sort through each item, ask yourself, does this bring me joy? Does it serve a purpose in my life right now? Be honest, but kind to yourself. If the answer is no, thank the item for its role in your life and let it go. This act of gratitude, inspired by Japanese respect for objects, makes letting go feel less like loss and more like a gift to your future self. If you're struggling, set a timer for 15 minutes and focus on one category, like books or papers. Over time, expand this practice to your digital life. Unsubscribe from emails that clutter your inbox. Mute notifications that pull you away from the present. As you declutter, you'll notice a shift. Your home feels lighter, your mind clearer. You're not just organizing, you're curating a life aligned with your values. The challenge? Letting go can stir up guilt or fear. What if you need that item later? Acknowledge this feeling, but remind yourself, true abundance comes from trusting that you have enough, that you are enough. Danshari isn't about perfection. It's about progress, one intentional choice at a time. Now, let's explore mottainai, a concept that carries a deep sense of regret for waste. In Japanese culture, mottainai is a call to respect resources, whether it's food, time, or materials, and to use them fully. It's the feeling you get when you throw away perfectly good leftovers or buy something new when the old one still works. In a consumer-driven world, where fast fashion, single-use plastics, and planned obsolescence are the norm, mottainai invites you to pause and reconsider. It's not about frugality for its own sake, but about mindfulness, about honoring the effort and energy that went into creating the things around you. By embracing mottainai, you cultivate gratitude for what you have and reduce the cycle of mindless consumption that fuels overwhelm. The benefits ripple outward. You save money, reduce your environmental impact, and feel a quiet pride in living with intention. Your choices become a small but powerful act of care for yourself, for others, for the planet. How do you bring mottainai into your life? Start with awareness. The next time you're about to toss something out, ask, could this be reused, repurposed, or repaired? Maybe that worn shirt can become a cleaning rag, or that jar can store pantry goods. When shopping, prioritize quality over quantity. Choose items built to last, even if they cost more upfront. In the kitchen, plan meals to use ingredients fully, turning vegetable scraps into broth or freezing leftovers for another day. Mottainai also applies to your time and energy. Are you wasting hours scrolling, mindlessly, or saying yes to commitments that drain you? Practice saying no to what doesn't align with your purpose, saving your energy for what lights you up. The challenge is overcoming convenience culture, which makes waste feel normal. It takes effort to mend, to plan, to choose thoughtfully. But the reward is a life that feels richer, not because you have more, but because you value what you have. Imagine a woman named Sarah, who used to buy new clothes every season, only to feel guilty when they piled up unworn. By embracing mottainai, she began shopping secondhand, repairing tears, and donating what she didn't need. Her wardrobe shrank, but her confidence grew. She felt aligned with her values, and her bank account thanked her too. Next, let's turn to Kaizen, the philosophy of continuous improvement through small, incremental steps. In Japanese, Kai means change, and Zen means good. Kaizen originated in post-war Japan as a business strategy, but has since become a way of life, encouraging you to make tiny, consistent changes that compound over time. Unlike the pressure to overhaul your life overnight, new year, new you, Kaizen is gentle, sustainable, and deeply empowering. It's about trusting that small actions, done with intention, lead to big results. For someone feeling overwhelmed, Kaizen offers a lifeline. You don't need to fix everything at once. You just need to start. The benefits are both practical and psychological. You build habits that stick, reduce stress by breaking goals into manageable pieces, and cultivate a sense of agency. Over time, these small shifts reshape your life, from your health to your relationships to your sense of purpose. To practice Kaizen, identify one area where you'd like to find more peace or clarity. Maybe it's your morning routine, which feels rushed and chaotic. Instead of aiming for a complete makeover, choose one small change. Wake up 5 minutes earlier to sit quietly with your coffee. Do this for a week, then add another layer, perhaps a 2-minute stretch or a moment of gratitude. If you want to meditate but feel intimidated, start with 1 minute a day. The key is consistency, not intensity. Track your progress in a journal, noting how you feel after each step. If you miss a day, don't berate yourself. Just pick up where you left off. The challenge with Kaizen is patience. Modern life conditions us to crave instant results. But think of it like planting a seed. You water it daily, trusting it will grow, even if you can't see the sprout yet. Consider Mark, a father who felt disconnected from his family due to long work hours. Using Kaizen, he started by spending 5 minutes each evening asking his kids about their day. Over months, those minutes grew into deeper conversations, game nights, and a renewed sense of closeness. Kaizen reminds you, every step forward counts, no matter how small. Now, let's embrace Wabi-Sabi, the art of finding beauty in imperfection and impermanence. Rooted in Zen Buddhism, Wabi-Sabi celebrates the natural cycle of growth and decay, the charm of the handmade, the patina of age. In a world obsessed with flawless Instagram feeds and unattainable ideals, Wabi-Sabi is a balm for the soul. It invites you to let go of perfectionism, to see beauty in the cracks, the asymmetries, the fleeting moments. That chipped mug you love? It's Wabi-Sabi. The laughter lines on your face? Wabi-Sabi. The quiet of a rainy afternoon that won't last? Wabi-Sabi. By embracing this philosophy, you release the pressure to be perfect, to have a perfect home, body, or life. You find peace in what is, right now, and that acceptance frees you to live more fully in the present. The benefits are profound. Less self-criticism, more gratitude, and a deeper connection to the world around you. To practice Wabi-Sabi, start by noticing. Walk through your home and find one imperfect item you cherish. A scratched table, a faded quilt. Reflect on its story, why it matters to you. Carry this mindset into your daily life. When you catch yourself striving for perfection, say, agonizing over a work project, pause and ask, what's enough? What's beautiful about this as it is? Try a Wabi-Sabi inspired ritual, like arranging a simple bouquet of wildflowers, embracing their uneven stems. Or write a letter to yourself, forgiving a flaw you've judged harshly. The challenge is resisting society's push for polish and permanence. It takes courage to love what's imperfect, to let things be. Imagine Emily, who always felt her small apartment wasn't good enough for guests. Through Wabi-Sabi, she began to see charm in its quirks, the creaky floorboards, the mismatched chairs. She invited friends over, and their laughter filled the space with warmth. Wabi-Sabi teaches you that peace comes not from fixing what's wrong, but from loving what's real. Finally, let's explore Ikigai, the Japanese concept of finding your reason for being. Ikigai lies at the intersection of what you love, what you're good at, what the world needs, and what you can be paid for. It's not about chasing grand, world-changing goals, though it can be. Often, Ikigai is found in small, everyday joys. Tending a garden, teaching a child, creating something with your hands. In a world that equates purpose with productivity or status, Ikigai offers a gentler path. It asks, what makes you feel alive? What gets you out of bed, even on tough days? By aligning your life with your Ikigai, you find a sense of meaning that anchors you, no matter what life brings. The benefits are transformative, greater resilience, deeper fulfillment, and a life that feels like it's yours, not someone else's script. To discover your Ikigai, set aside quiet time to reflect. Grab a notebook and draw 4 overlapping circles, labeling them: what I love, what I'm good at, what the world needs, what I can be paid for. Write freely in each, without judgment. Look for overlaps. Maybe you love writing, are skilled at storytelling, see a need for connection, and could freelance or blog. Don't worry if the answers aren't clear right away. Ikigai is a journey. Experiment with small actions. Try a new hobby, volunteer, or revisit a childhood passion. Ask yourself each morning, what's one thing I'm excited to do today? The challenge is overcoming doubt or the pressure to have it all figured out. Ikigai isn't a destination, it's a practice. Think of Hiroshi, a corporate worker who felt unfulfilled. Through reflection, he realized he loved cooking and teaching. He started hosting small dinner parties, sharing recipes, and eventually taught community classes. His Ikigai wasn't a new career. It was the joy of nourishing others. Your Ikigai is already within you, waiting to be uncovered. As you weave these habits, Danshari, Motainai, Kaizen, Wabi-Sabi, and Ikigai into your life, you'll notice a shift. The overwhelm begins to fade, replaced by a quiet confidence that you're living with intention. These practices aren't about doing more. They're about being more present, more grateful, more you. They remind you that simplicity isn't empty. It's full of what matters. Contrast this with the alternative, a life cluttered with things you don't need, driven by habits that drain you, where time and energy are frittered away. That path leads to exhaustion, disconnection, a sense that something's missing. The Japanese-inspired path offers clarity, balance, freedom. It's not always easy. Old habits die hard, and society's pull is strong, but every step you take is a step toward peace. Start today. Choose one habit, maybe a 10-minute declutter with Danshari, or a moment to notice Wabi-Sabi beauty. Commit to it for a week, then add another. Share your journey with a friend for accountability. Reflect each evening. What felt different today? What brought me calm? You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be present. Over time, these small choices will build a life that feels lighter, richer, more meaningful. You'll find yourself pausing to savor a sunrise, smiling at a kind word, feeling grateful for what you have rather than craving what you don't. This is the gift of minimalist habits from Japan. They help you come home to yourself, to a life of inner peace and calmness. So, take a deep breath. Let go of the noise, the pressure, the clutter. You have everything you need to begin, right here, right now. What's one small step you can take today to create space for what matters? Trust yourself. Trust the process. The path to a simpler, more intentional life is waiting for you. And it's more beautiful than you can imagine.